I want to talk about something I know very personally, obsessional behaviour. In particular, the kind that looks like a perfectly respectable way of living. For me, it was work. I was a workaholic, and not the kind who's just a bit busy. I was deeply identified with my work. I worked to feel like I mattered. I worked because underneath it all, I didn't really believe I was worthy unless I was producing, achieving, performing. And the thing is, society doesn't just accept this, it rewards it. Overworking is praised. We're told it's ambition, that it's admirable, that we're dedicated. But here's the reality. Obsessional behavior doesn't feel good. It might look impressive on the outside, but inside it's exhausting, it's alienating. And at its core, it's driven by fear, not love, not passion, not creativity, but fear. In my case, the fear was rooted in an old belief, a belief I picked up a long time ago, probably in childhood. The belief was, I'm not worthy. It sounds harsh, doesn't it? But it lived quietly in me for years, whispering under my decisions, shaping how I showed up in the world. And it's so easy to internalize that kind of message, especially if you grew up around people who modeled working hard as a kind of identity. Maybe you were praised for being the responsible one, or maybe love felt conditional, something you had to earn by doing. But here's the key. The messages may be similar, but the belief you formed from them is uniquely yours. That's what makes obsessional patterns so personal. We all have our own inner story, our own programming, and until we become aware of it, it just runs the show. So how do we manage it? How do we start to reprogram something that's been with us for so long? Well, first, we've got to recognize that the belief is not us. It's our truth. It's an old lens we're still looking through. That alone changes something. When you can say, I'm not my belief, you create space. You begin to move from being inside the belief to observing it. It's a powerful shift. Then we create conscious pauses in our day, just 10 minutes. It's not about stopping everything or making huge life changes. It's about interrupting that automatic loop. A 10-minute break where you deliberately step out of the obsession and say, I'm choosing something different. It's small, but it's symbolic. It's an act of self-agency. And within that space, you do something that sends a signal to your whole system that you matter. Not because you're working, not because you're proving anything, but because you exist. Maybe meditate, breathe, sit underneath a tree, stretch your body, yoga, listen to music that brings you back to yourself. These aren't just wellness activities, they're acts of remembering who you are beneath your programming. And while you're there in that space, ask yourself, how is this belief serving me? What value does it still hold for me? And what is it costing me? Because sometimes a belief that once helped us survive is now keeping us stuck. It might have protected us in childhood, but in adulthood, it creates stress, the potential for burnout, disconnection. We're left wondering why we feel numb, why rest feels unsafe, why we can't switch off, even when we're exhausted. I want to say this clearly. I mean, a strong work ethic that's rooted in passion and purpose is not a problem. It can be beautiful. It can be fulfilling. But when your work becomes a way to chase validation, when it becomes the only route to self-worth, that's not purpose. That's obsession. And we need to know the difference. Because passion expands us, obsession depletes us. Passion connects us to life, obsession cuts us off from it. The irony is, the more we chase worth through doing, the more we lose touch with our innate worthiness. But the truth is, your value has never depended on your productivity. You are not here to earn your place in the world. You already belong. And so the journey is really about remembering that your worth is not conditional, that the belief you carry is not your identity, that you don't need to perform your way into being okay. It's a quiet journey. It happens in the pauses. in the stillness, in those 10-minute acts of defiance against the old belief. And over time, that space grows. It becomes your new way of being, a place where your work can be an expression of who you are, not a compensation for who you think you're not. So take the pause, make the space, begin to question the belief that says you need to earn your right to rest, your right to exist, your right to matter. You are enough. Not someday, not when you finish everything, not when everyone approves, but now, right here, as you are. And if you need help discovering your unique self-limiting beliefs, visit my website and book a free discovery call. And let's see what's possible.